he just messaged me one time and he's like, I feel like you're a person I can tell things to.
Hello,
and I'm
hello,
like,
hello,
oh,
hello,
Oh,
no,
dear.
Stop,
No.
stop,
No.
stop. I don't know what it is you're about to say,
And
but
nothing
don't
else
say
happened.
it.
And nothing else
else
interesting happened after that
He
conversation.
just said, "You seem like a chill person to tell all my deepest, darkest secrets to," and then he disappeared forever.
Deepest
Yes.
The end.
Okay. No, we're not going in any further than whatever. I don't know what any of that was. Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's presentation of Manhattan: The Enlightened Episodes. The game we are playing is KULT: Divinity Lost by Helmgast. I am Curtis, Old Curtis VO on Twitter, and I am the game master for tonight's story. Tonight is our third of 5 stories about each of our characters who now have a very different perspective on the world around them. During the first 21 episodes, they discovered more and more truth about the illusion and the veil that hid them from Metropolis, the underworld, and other horrific realms. Now, with much clearer eyes, they take on greater challenges to stabilize their lives and bring about a final awakening of their divinity. In our first episode, we witnessed Dr. Kennedy's binding to the Malkuth building and now has the Flak Chatters under his control. In the second episode, Joel was able to get some satisfying justice on the assassins of her parents, and Dr. Kennedy got some new help to boot. Tonight, Harvey Winston takes center stage. But before we begin, I'd like to thank all of you out there live on Twitch or later on YouTube. You are the reason we do this. Tabletop Roleplay is a group of actors, artists, writers, and gamers, all who love to nerd out on role-playing games, and we really love an audience. So welcome to our theater. Let's meet the players. I think we are going to start with Sasha.
Oh, I almost left the meeting. Click the wrong button. Okay. Hi.
He just goes away.
I panicked for a moment.
My name is Duke. I'm playing Sasha, the Nocturnal.
I assume it just keeps on going in the same rotation now. Hi, my name is Krista, and I will be playing Blythe, the Angel.
My name is Chris. I will be playing Dr. Ernest Kennedy, the Magician.
Hi, my name is Erica, and I will be playing Joel, the Hound.
And I am Jaylee. I'll be playing Harvey, the Chosen.
Outstanding. Thank you, players. Yeah, I've decided to not make it any harder than it needs to be. It'll be the same from here on out. I might switch the order up when we go to Long Strange Trip, though. Thank you, players. And now we begin Deus Ex Machina.
It just gets to be a point where
Curtis
it's
is
too
going
far.
to he's gonna shank us or something.
He's
think
going to
it's
be
too far?
so mad
The
if this is what
cribs.
we are talking about when we come back on. He is going to be so mad.
I think
All
we're
Can we
already
make
there.
him so
I'm looking
mad?
at his face.
Spooky,
feel like-
scary times. It's
Uh-huh.
time to get spooky.
Did we get? Are we going?
We're live. We're live. And I'm sure I have that sound somewhere.
I try, dude. I try. I really
He's
do
gonna
try.
be so
We're talking about
mad.
a true horror.
A true horror.
True horror
Oh.
story.
The real horror.
The real
Oh.
horror.
The real
Exactly.
horror that are men.
Ugh.
Oh,
Women. And
The
women.
whole
Don't count
we
them out
really
yet.
No,
like
whoever.
legitimately do need the whole man disposal unit. Like I've seen
We need a stream where we talk about the things that Curtis doesn't want us to talk about.
Oh my
on
God.
here.
The things that really matter.
I want to be in charge of that.
I
And
would
that's-
love to
and
talk
that's how
about
we get
all
shadow
sorts of
banned.
things with you guys for hours, but it would have to be a different show.
Yes.
For
I
sure.
will write it. It's okay. guys.
Patreon
I'm on
content.
it.
Exactly. Our story tonight is about a talented actor, Harvey Winston, who was cursed by one power, made a deal with another, and then manipulated by a third into relinquishing a powerful artifact that changed the balance of power, real power, in Manhattan. Tonight, he finds himself with he doesn't know this yet, but he's going to find himself in a unique opportunity to retrieve the artifact and keep its power for himself. It will be a different experience than what we're all used to on Friday Night KULT, and very different for Harvey and the small group of friends that he can go to for help with his newfound divinity. Shortly after the business with Joel's demons and the binding of Malkuth's temple to Dr. Kennedy, Harvey, you finally got the meeting with your agent that you had been so patiently waiting for, and a part, the lead. It's an off-Broadway, 100-seat theaters producing an 8-week run of a new play with an upcoming hot new director-writer combo. They've cast a new starlet named Tiffany Reader as the lead woman. Combined with you, Harvey, it has been the talk of the town on both sides of the veil. Tiffany is 22, attractive, and a very sought-after actress. She is active in New York fashion scene and in the social scenes as well. In the days leading up to the play's opening, things have been kind of odd. Tiffany has seemed very distracted during rehearsals. Well, it's that, or she's starting to become purposefully obtuse. Dylan Clark, the playwright and director of the play, hasn't been to rehearsal in a week. The stage manager, Lionel, has been running rehearsals. The set has changed in small ways that you notice, and when you mention them, nobody seems to know what you're talking about, and it seems like it had just been that way all along, and none of them have been significant enough for you to really put a whole lot of your time in. But all of this is registering in your head. Tomorrow is opening night, and you have a few concerns. Your skepticism, especially after all that you've learned about your reality and your own potential, has grown immensely, at least I would imagine. And when we fade in, it is wherever you would be the night before your opening night. And where would that be?
He'd probably just be getting dinner with Sasha, kind of like working off some pre-show nerves. Just like a Italian place. He likes Italian. Just kind of rambling about it and all the things that could go wrong and how weird it feels. But he does it before most of his shows anyway. He worries.
Well, that's where we fade in, on a little Italian diner, and across the table from you is Sasha.
I mean, first off, the writing, it's unrealistic. Like, there's one scene, okay, and it takes place, it's probably a 5-minute scene, and I'm supposed to drink 3 old fashions. Like, I know Jerry liked the drink, but that's just I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way. I don't like it.
You're
I mean,
not
I'm
drinking
grateful
real,
for art.
but you're not drinking real alcohol. So,
Well, no.
right. Did you not? You didn't really know Jerry, did you? 3 old fashions? That's about right.
Script. Seems like. Really? In 5 minutes?
Listen, it's going to be fine. Okay? It's going to be fine. It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, the whole thing's weird, but what the fuck isn't weird anymore?
Yeah, well, this was my acting is my normalcy now. Look, I didn't want to tell you because I felt weird about it, and I wasn't even sure if it was real. But the stage is changing, and no one else seems to notice.
How do you mean?
It's like we have a thrust. Okay, we had a thrust, but only stage left. You know, it's a half thrust, and it's on the right now. That's weird. There's a staircase, but I could have sworn there was at least 5 steps to that staircase, but now there's 4. It's.
I mean, are they design changes or?
And that's the thing. I asked the designer, I asked the set designer, and he shrugged it off.
Okay.
I mean, it's little things, but it's unnecessary things. Like, why would you take away a stair? Like, it throws my whole feng shui off. I'm used to going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down there, and I go over here to the left thrust, and I say, I want an old fashioned. But now I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have to go to the right thrust. And Lionel doesn't know what the fuck he's doing directing. Where's our director? Huh? I don't feel good about it, and I got you a front row seat. I know theater's not really your thing, but
I'll be front row every night.
Thanks. But I need to watch out for more than just the performance. I need you to keep an eye out for everything, I think.
Okay.
I'm always nervous before a show, but I just I got my stomach. Ugh. It'll be fine.
Listen, think about all the stuff that we have, for lack of a better term, killed.
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
Okay.
They can't get to you before I can get to you. Okay? Just remember that.
All right. Sure. Yeah. It'll go off without a hitch. I think.
Right. It'll go off without a hitch.
But I should get there early. I got a lot of old age makeup to put on.
You guys are running final dress tonight?
No, it's opening night. Gosh.
No, it's the night before opening night, but
It's the night before opening night.
But
You're correct.
actually, that's one of the strange things. You guys, they gave you the night off. Everybody's got the night off before open. You're all expected to show up tomorrow.
Well, then I take that back. No, we don't have a final dress, which is another weird thing because normally right before you'd have a final dress, iron out the kinks. And there's a few kinks.
Like review the whole thing, right? Doesn't that
media circus?
Right.
I haven't even heard if. I mean, there's been a buzz around town, but I don't know if we're really getting any big reviewers out for this.
And Sasha hasn't, Sasha doesn't really like feed into this side of Harvey because Harvey is such a nervous Nelly all the time. But Sasha has heard from dozens and dozens and dozens of places, about the show. There are articles. I try to keep the papers out of the house, but I have all of them. I have, multiple different write-ups that I've been obsessing over, but I've kept them away from Harvey because I don't want Harvey to continually just feed that part of himself that snowballs and snowballs and snowballs.
This comes to mind, Sasha, because you see one of the wait staff, not the waiter for your particular table, coming from behind Harvey. Harvey can't see it, but over his shoulder, you see them with the obvious playbill and Sharpie in hand, approaching the table.
Scarfing down some pasta.
No, it's a waitress, and she's coming. You can see she's got her eyeballs on your table, and she's coming for the obvious autograph.
Well, and I know Harvey lives for that shit. So, hey, you got a fan approaching? Wipe your mouth.
Yeah. And he swallows really quickly and wipes everything off and kind of checks with Sasha to make sure he's good.
Over your right shoulder. Over your right shoulder, okay?
Hey!
Oh, hi, you're Harvey Winston, right?
Yeah, that's me. Who am I talking to?
Oh, hi, my name's Joni. Here, would you sign this for me? And it's the most recent copy of Playbill, and it's got the cover art for your production on the front of it.
Joni, that's a beautiful name. Of course, it's always nice to meet a fan. And he reaches out and grabs it from her. Do you want me to sign the front by my name?
Oh, the front would be nice. Thank you.
Yeah. You coming out to see the show?
Oh, definitely.
He signs it in big, very nice handwriting. I'm sure Sasha was with him before he got famous when he would sit there and he'd practice his autograph. And he swoops it pretty easily and hands it back to her. Well, I'll look out for you in the crowd.
Oh, thank you. You're much better looking up person than up close and in real life.
I appreciate that. It's products.
Yeah. Do you guys need anything? You need some water, some more wine, bread?
I can get more wine if you don't mind. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joni.
I'll let your server know. Thank you. Have a nice night. Thank you.
You too.
And she walks away.
She was cute.
Oh, I guess. I mean, she was one of the nicer ones. Sometimes people show up to my house and I'm fucking sick of it.
You want to move?
Nah, it's fine.
We can go live at my place. They'll never find us there.
Really? Official, huh? Moving together? Really? Are you serious?
Yeah. Is that not?
No, that.
I'd
like to. I just didn't expect it.
I mean, it doesn't. I'm not talking about this week. I mean,
yeah, time.
But.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
You might have people showing up to your door, and I feel like you wouldn't be too much of a fan of that.
Nah, they probably wouldn't be too much of a fan of it. It
You
wouldn't
can
take.
start practicing
take
your
many
autograph
times.
a little bit.
No, fuck that. Fuck you. No. What? No.
You're gonna be big news if this really gets out. We move together, really make that an official thing,
You're the news,
Ah.
not me. And we don't. I don't know that you want this to get out.
I don't care anymore. None of these people are real. I don't think.
It's a good point.
You know what? I don't want to talk about the show. Let's just enjoy this until shit goes crazy.
That darkness looms over your dinner still, because we all know that it is just a veil. And do you typically dine close to walking distance from where you dwell, or do you guys take cabs? Or are you not fond of taking cabs these days?
Well, he probably wanted to go to like a more high class place for this. And I'm sure Harvey would just drive himself. He's got his fancy baby blue Mustang.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the baby blue Mustang.
And it's not like he doesn't have the money.
I could have done something with a baby blue Mustang.
Oh man, not my baby blues. Not Rhonda.
Even with that bit of darkness that looms over your evening, you still have a relatively pleasant dinner without any other interruptions. All the way back to your house. And then you walk through the front door. And Harvey, when you walk through the front door, you walk on stage. And what I mean by that is quite literally onto a stage.
Do I have Sasha with me?
No. As soon as you step out, the light, boom, pops on you. The crowd erupts. It's not a huge crowd. It's like only 100 seats. They've taken the thrusts off the stage. The thrusts have completely gone. They've separated the stage. The set is gone. The only thing that describes the scene in any sort of artistic fashion is just this flat, cheap-looking paper cutout on the back, and it is at this moment just some generic wash of color. And the seats are gone. They're actually like benches now, as if they were pews in a church. There's a crowd of people. It still looks like 1990. The crowd is roaring. Tiffany is on stage with you. And she has her back to you and seems to be mimicking brushing her hair in a mirror. So I'm going to give you a chance to ask me any questions you want to ask, just if you have about your particular situation, before I throw it on you.
Say, well, no matter what, like, he's an actor, and whatever you do, if you have an audience, the show must go on. So he steps out and he has like an initial very brief flash of surprise on his face, and then he like kind of turns around and looks at the door, and then he glances out at the audience to see if Sasha is in the front row.
They're all applauding. You don't see Sasha. He's not there.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, there's an empty spot right there, front row, center, just off to the right.
Is the waitress anywhere that I can see? He scans the crowd for a moment to like see if anyone's familiar.
As you scan the crowd looking for familiar faces, I want you to, let's see, make a roll. Let's observe a situation. Roll plus perception.
Okay. A 9.
Oh, beautiful.
Painfully average.
All right, well, I'm going to take your question. Is there anybody in the audience that you recognize? And you do. In a flash, you think you saw Kidney Dad.
Oh.
And for just half a second, you actually thought that the swap dealer back in the back in the dark. You look to focus. He's not there.
Am I still wearing my date clothes?
You are.
Okay.
And that's when Tiffany...
Harvey, you're not even dressed for the party yet.
Sorry, I guess I had to get my suit pressed. You gotta always show up, be your best. What are you wearing for the party?
I'm wearing this, silly.
Well, you look
What are you
wonderful.
doing? I'm always waiting on you.
Gotta run some errands every now and then. Can't all be parties. Are you feeling all right? Do you want me to get you an old-fashioned, maybe?
Oh, what?
My favorite drink, an old-fashioned. You call me Harvey, by the way. That's a really cute name, sweetheart.
Harvey. What are you talking about? I really don't have time for this. I have to finish getting ready. You, apparently, haven't even showered from the looks of it. It looks as you've been out all night.
You're right. I'm a mess. I'll go shower and what's this party exactly?
Where have you been?
At the bar.
Come here.
And he approaches her and kind of from out of the corner of his mouth, he's like, "What are you doing?" Trying to do that actor mouth whenever something goes wrong, trying to feed her lines.
Yeah. You can, you should be able to drag your token over to her.
Oh, sweet. I love dragging tokens. Okay. I got too many things in the way.
I think you should be able to. Let me see if I've got...
I gotta
Oh, no, hang on a
zoom out
second.
big time.
Where's...
I cannot. I am
Harvey.
immobile.
No, you're right. Hang on. I got it there. Save. All right, try it now. There you go.
Harvey, you're acting strange. I need you to get ready. We're seeing her tonight. It's fantastic. We have to go for drinks, and then we're going to the party. Where have you been? Have you been with someone?
This isn't. I don't know what you're doing, but this isn't the scene we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be getting paid. Go talk to the boss. With someone. No, I have.
You smell like. Is that red sauce?
Yes, I'm known to dabble in Italian food now and then when I am drinking my favorite drink, an old fashioned.
You've been seeing someone again, haven't you?
Perhaps both you and I should hop in the shower together, dear. And he like kind of approaches her and gently like touches her face, kind of like, let's get the fuck off stage and talk about this.
She spins, turns her back to you, and is that very familiar pissed off energy radiating off of her back.
What can I do? Can I get you something? Massage, a drink, some food? Not you when you're hungry.
I don't want to get into it, Harvey. I really don't want to get into it. I don't have time. I have to finish
Okay.
getting ready and get my
This
dress
name
on.
is very
You
cute,
need
dear.
to shower.
Jerry. My
So
name
why
is
don't
Jerry
you just
Sasso. I'm a detective.
Go away.
All right. We'll finish this later. And he kind of glances at the audience and backs up and exits.
For the record, I'm gonna cut that bitch.
Do it.
So you walk back off stage where you came from, and when you pop through the door, you are in the living room with Sasha as you have just walked in the front door from the restaurant.
Was he ever out of my sight?
No,
Ever disappeared?
no
nothing.
time has passed for you.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks like extremely confused and very sweaty. Like he is sweating profusely. Like this is his worst nightmare, disaster show come true. And he looks over at you and
Hey, calm down. It's gonna be fine. I know it's nerves and tomorrow and it's weird that you're not
no.
doing rehearsal tonight. I get it. But it's okay.
Did I
You want me to-
did I just leave? Did I just right now, right then, did I just
No. No. What?
I was just on stage and it was the show, but it wasn't the show, and you weren't there for the record, and if
Are you
I think I need to shower.
well, okay? Are you okay?
I don't I think I had too much wine, maybe.
What do you mean? What do you mean you were on? Like, are you running the show in your head? What?
No, I was there. I was physically there. We opened the door and it was the lights and
You didn't leave. You weren't there. You weren't.
Tiffany was okay, just humor me for a second.
Okay.
And he grabs Sasha's hand and he turns right back around and opens up the front door and steps out.
Sasha, drag your... Do you know how to do that? You can drag... If you grab your name over on the right-hand side, you can drag your token right out onto the stage next to
Grab
Harvey.
my name
Let's see.
from the character list. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, there you go. Let me double check, make sure it gives you control. Yep, it does. Beautiful.
Well, that's a neat trick.
Yeah. Get better and better all the time. You are out on stage. there is the crowd. The scene behind you has gone from a neutral wash to what looks to be just sort of a hand-painted, almost abstractly blurry vision of a very fancy living room with a chandelier and some long couches and fancy chairs sort of painted off against a backdrop of back glass, but it's all fake. It's all just painted on this mural-like backdrop. And the stage is open, and in the center of it, you've seen her, Sasha. You know who she is. It's Tiffany. It's the actress. She seems a little bit different, sort of bigger, almost. Older, perhaps. I don't know. There's just sort of an energy about her that you sense right away. Odd things are no longer as odd to any of you when the others get their chance to step on stage. It'll be the same sort of situation. You're all familiar with strange things. It's how you handle it from this point that makes all the difference in the end game. So, yeah, there she is, and she is dressed now in this very nice gown, an evening gown, formal, and is standing there with diamonds hanging from her ears, dripping from around her neck, with her arms crossed and her back to the audience, and is looking at the two of you.
Harvey,
Where
kind of
have you been? Who is this?
under his breath, he's like, back to the audience, her back to the audience, actor 101, you don't have your back to the audience.
Why am I here? How did we get here?
This is that
You're not...
Sasha gentleman, isn't it?
Yes. And Harvey looks over and lets go of Sasha's hand and one of my colleagues.
I suppose you're bringing him along with us?
Well, with
Yes.
a party,
I'm coming along with you.
the party as important as this one, we might as well have all the support we can get. And I want to use one of my bound abilities to see the true form of a creature or location on Tiffany.
Beautiful.
So he's this sweaty, nervous mess, and then he steps back out on stage, and he's still sweating, but he straightens up a little bit, and he's trying somehow to hold on to this Jerry Sasso thing. And his eyes go from this emerald green to that swirling abyss of black and purple, and he stares straight at her.
Well, she stares right back at you, and you see her very beautiful, petite form melt away. And she is the grotesque, unmistakable visage of what you have learned is called a lictor. Just this sort of, just so out of shape that it's just this Jabba. It's like a person in Jabba form, Jabba the Hutt. You know, barely a neck, cone-shaped head that just sort of dissolves into the shoulders. She's
Tiffany.
a little bit different than the great big fattest ones that you've
Wow.
seen. She's a little closer to her own size, but still pretty grotesque.
Oh, Tiffany. Oh, Tiffany. Oh, fuck. Tiffany! My detective.
What's Tiffany's character's name in this play? April?
Detectiving skills. Fuck it.
Yes.
You're a fucking monster. She's a fucking monster. He turns to Sasha and he tried to throw out some detective terms and he just drops it and he gestures wildly to her.
But I thought her name was April in the show. I thought her name was April.
Did you
Well,
just
her
call
name
me a
is
monster?
Slug Lady. I want to look at the audience. How are they reacting to this disaster?
They are.
Just popcorning it up.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
gonna
take
pull you guys out on stage.
a few. Oh yeah, as I say, I want to take a few steps toward her, and kind of just look at her carefully, shaking my head. What happened to you? Huh? And Harvey like tries to rein some of it back in because he looks at the audience and he sees that they're invested. You were a dynamite dame. We were in love, and now every day it's griping about my drinking habits. Is it really so unrealistic for a man to drink 3 old fashions in 5 minutes? Apparently not. You got to realize that this is me, Tiffany, and maybe I don't want to go to your party. Okay, maybe I want to go solve my case. Maybe I want
I
a new
know
one.
what you want to do, Harvey. And if you must drink that much, then I suppose you must. But what you need to do right now, because you will not embarrass me this evening, you take Sasha, whatever you need to do, go change.
Right? But don't think we're not gonna have this out later, Missy.
Go.
And he turns around and runs out.
You take Sasha with you.
Yeah, he'll like nudge him when he passes.
Don't change. I like who you are.
We're gonna go change, Sasha, both of us, for the party, please.
When you exit the stage, both of you, why don't Harvey, in your Roll20 chat, type /roll 1d3.
Oh,
Joel's 1, Dr. Kennedy's 2, Blythe 3.
I don't know how it works. I tried. It said unrecognized command.
/roll space 1d3.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Kennedy, where do you typically spend your late evenings? I suppose lounging somewhere?
With a good old fashioned, obviously. No, he's a Scotch guy. Yeah, he probably has made himself a reading nook in a study library place somewhere, even if he had to create a new one. And that's where he will spend his evenings reading and continuing to do research about the building and playing around with his abilities to control it.
You sense it in the air almost 2 seconds before it actually happens. And then through the doorway, which would be a closed door, and as you start to sense it, you look up from whatever it is you're reading or observing, because I'm sure you've got your eyes fixed on something, and you look up at the doorway expecting somebody to come through it. You notice a couple of things. The door is gone, and it just sort of is this blackness, like like there's no light on in the hallway beyond. And Harvey Winston, with Sasha in his hand, come sort of in a brisk sort of step right into your study.
When Harvey comes in and sees Kennedy, he's a ball of stress, and he just groans. Oh, no!
Well, it's a pleasure to see you as well, Mr.
God
Winston.
damn it.
Are the screams of eternally bound souls just
Not in this room.
screeching through the background? Okay, good.
Not in this room.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a different room entirely. Sasha, you should know this. We spent enough time down there.
And he's so sweaty. He like takes off his jacket, and he's got this like button up shirt, and it's just pools, and he like dabs at his forehead. I need clothes. You're young and hip now. Do you have clothes? I need some clothes. I don't have time to explain.
Of course, you still have a closet in the apartment upstairs.
Great. And he
Get us there. Can you get us there, please?
Yes.
yeah, I don't think I can
course.
open doors.
Yeah, we're not opening doors.
Oh, is something going wrong with your ability, Sasha?
Oh, it's not mine. It's not mine. I'm not doing it.
God, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Okay, Doc, get us upstairs. Come along with, and
okay.
I
No,
will
I
explain.
haven't actually thrown up since my middle school.
Oh, please don't throw up in
It's
here. This
physical.
is mahogany and leather and
I had to be a monkey.
old books.
They wanted me
Please
to do a flip.
Okay, just
And I tripped on the stairs.
and
I threw
he's
up, and Gertrude
scribbling on the
slipped
door.
on it. I'm gonna barf.
He's scribbling on the door, knocks on it 3 times, and opens it. And it should
They probably didn't have
theoretically
Seussical in the 80s.
be direct path into the apartment upstairs.
Oh, good. Give me a ritual roll.
Which one is that? Soul?
Yeah, I believe so.
I closed my flippin' character sheet.
It was 7 brides for 7 brothers, not Susan.
Beautiful.
There you go.
It does exactly what you want it to do.
Sweet.
So yeah, Dr. Kennedy cuts a door for you, and it opens up into your room, Harvey, where your clothes and your closet are. And
So we were coming back from dinner, and we walked in the front door of Harvey's apartment, and then Harvey all of a sudden was sweating and said that he had left and was like frantic about having been on stage. And I was trying to calm him down, and of course you know how difficult that can be with Harvey. And then Harvey grabbed hold of me and pulled me through the door, and then we were both on stage. And the actress, the lead actress in the play that Harvey's in, Tiffany, she was there, but it wasn't the stage. And
you hear Harvey from the other room. He went to barf in a trash can, and you just hear his distant voice go, "She's a fucking lichter, dude.
what?
She's a fucking lichter, dude."
And Sasha is going over to the sink and filling up a glass of water, all while basically emulating Harvey, with as much rapidity of all of the things that have happened over the last 8 minutes of their life, and walks into the other room and hands Harvey the cup of water. Wash your mouth out, and as he comes back, and then she told us to go change, and like I thought I was in the play, but I don't think I was in the play, and I'm not a good actor.
That's a lot to unpack, Sasha. Did Mr. Winston say that she was a lictor?
Yeah, twice.
Huh. Well, we knew something odd was going on with this play. It was, of course, about Detective Sasso, and with the premonition that we partook in last, 2-3 weeks ago, month ago, whatever it was. Yes, we knew that odd things would probably be happening around this production. We shouldn't be surprised.
True.
Mr. Winston, how are you doing?
He's rummaging through the closet now, finding clothes, and he like ran some water and shampoo through his hair, and he like peeks around the corner, buttoning up a shirt. He's not in good shape. Like, if anything could be his worst nightmare, a show going horribly wrong would be. He's just, she's a lictor.
I mean,
that's how I'm doing, and I froze. Oh God, I froze. I couldn't even think of anything but old fucking fashions. I don't actually know that much about Jerry Sasso.
This Tiffany, is she a lictor, or was this thing that apparently transported you to the stage a lictor?
Maybe. Do you want to go on a little walk? Do you want to step out a door and see for yourself, Ernie? Ernie, I feel like you have a weird, sick appreciation for the deep, dark underbelly of theater. Why don't you come be a part of it? I'm stressing the fuck out right now.
That's a good point, Doc, because I've seen Tiffany a few times, and when I got pulled on stage, she looked like Tiffany, but she was, I don't know, just a little bit different. Like, she was a little bigger or something. Like, she's this tiny, live little, pixie of a girl, but she was just, I don't know, maybe fuck, I don't know.
I know what I saw.
God.
Well, I have no doubts that you did in fact see a lictor. My question was
no
more...
No offense, but why didn't we pop in to see Joel? She has guns. She's got so many guns.
I can just call Harry and Marv up here. They'd be here in 2 minutes.
Harry? That's career suicide. Bring those two idiots on the stage with... I got other...
who better to kill a lictor than 2 professional assassins?
I guess.
Through the doorway, Dr. Kennedy, back through where your study should be. And you turn your head because you hear this kind of a sound in humming in the background, so to speak. And when you look back towards that hole, you're getting like this blue glow coming from the other side.
See, here's the thing. I know we should probably dispose of her, but I think we gotta follow her to get the key. That's still what we're doing, right? We're trying to get the key. Everything is so...
Well, then we should probably get dressed for a party then, shouldn't we?
What? No, I don't think I can go.
Well, I mean, you've already been introduced to the audience. We can't introduce a whole character by name and have you just fizzle out.
Okay.
You can
Please.
hear from.
Oh God! And then Sasha turns to the sink and he throws up.
You can hear from kind of the doorway.
Harvey, don't have all night.
Fuck. And Harvey, like, around Sasha, he pats his back, gets him a drink of water, brushes his teeth real quick. Okay. We gotta go. I think. Oh man, I don't like this.
Sasha takes off his jacket and puts on the jacket that Harvey was wearing, and it's way too big, but he was told to change, and if he has to go back, that's how he's going to change, because we have to get back. Harvey just said we have to get back, so now I'm wearing this oversized suit jacket.
Very sweaty jacket.
Very sweaty. I'm like trying to roll up the sleeves, like straight up, like Breakfast Club style.
I mean, they're probably... Sasha, just grab a different oversized jacket from the closet. There are plenty.
He's cute. Leave him alone. He looks great. We gotta go. And he grabs both of you guys and heads towards the door.
Dr. Kennedy, drag your token out to the stage.
Where is my token?
Well, just grab your character sheet where it says Dr. Ernest Ernie Kennedy and just grab it, and then drag it out to the stage and let it go, and it should pop it up.
Oh, that's neat, I guess, if I can make it work.
If not, I can do it for you. I was just going to give you guys a chance to do it because we've been playing this game for like 24 episodes now. And,
now introducing maps.
yeah, I've never really played with the map part with you guys, so I've been kind of toying around with that the last couple times. Not to any, like, it's because I have some other nefarious plans in the back of my head that I haven't told anybody yet. Here, let me grab it.
Thank you. Roll 20.
It's not letting me.
That happens sometimes. Let me just make sure I can have you control it. Save. And you have...
Yep, I'm good.
4.
As they're walking towards the door, he's like whispering actor things to Sasha. He's like, okay, this is stage left, this is stage right. Just don't say anything. You don't have to talk. It's fine. You're amazing. You look great. Like, just don't look anybody in the eye. If you do, imagine them all as pickles. That's my trick.
Everything...
You've honestly never said so many nice things to me, Mr. Winston.
This matters. This matters to me.
Everything has changed, Harvey and Sasha and Dr. Kennedy. You have no frame of reference, so it is a stage. You notice that. However, the lighting now has gone from sort of that faint bit of candlelight sort of colored that was just a very, just audience lighting that you would have during a show, and you have very dim, faint lights, has now gotten a little bit brighter and taken on this blue glow. All of the seats in front of the stage are gone, and the audience is there. However, they are all dancing. There's a large group of people, and they're all dancing amongst that floor. And you notice on the floor, Dr. Kennedy, you notice the magic circle. You're not quite sure exactly what it means, but you do notice it on the floor, and people are just dancing over it like it's no big deal. On the table, or at the stage, the backdrop has changed to where it looks sort of like a nightclub, perhaps a 1920s speakeasy, and the outfit that Tiffany sort of fits that very thin line, elegant formal dress to that particular time period. And next to her is the kidney dad in a tux. He looks a little palish, sort of not fully to color, but other than that, seems relatively normal. There's music playing, and the audience is just dancing. The people in the stands are sitting and drinking martinis and cocktails of various sorts. Nothing with an umbrella.
Sasha sees the kidney dad and immediately kind of steps out in front of the other two to impose himself between. Not saying anything.
Yeah, I see the kidney dad and get even more pale if possible, and in a last ditch attempt to stay in character, whisper about finding an old fashioned at this party, and I try to get a drink in my hand.
Harvey, bring your friends over and have a drink. An old fashioned for Harvey, please. I think you know this gentleman. You've met Dave before, right?
Um, yeah, I didn't catch his name before, and he'll step forward and slowly extend a hand for a handshake.
He doesn't take your hand. As a matter of fact, he leans in and whispers in Tiffany's ear. And she looks at you, and her smile, it doesn't fade, but you notice that twitch where it starts to just doesn't mean what it meant a moment before.
He says you knew his daughter. Is that true?
I didn't get her name either.
Her name was Lori.
Okay. Is wow, what a party, Dave. What a crazy happenstance situation to see you. Are you enjoying yourself?
I wouldn't normally do this because you've all become enlightened and we're sort of messing around with some super people. But in this moment, Harvey, I want you to go ahead and roll me a keep it together.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Noise. 14.
14. It is better than a 9. I think I might get something, though.
You do.
I mean, this is what started it all. I don't know if I think he still thinks that he was the one who took the kidney out.
Let me ask you this, because on a 10 to 14, you get to choose one from that list about whether are you angry at Kidney Dad for ruining this moment? Are you sad because you had some hand in the situation of his daughter? Are you scared because of what is appearing in front of you now? Guilt? Obsessed? You get to choose one of those and tell me how this makes you feel.
He's very guilty. And I think that kind of mixes with both sadness and fear, because he knows he's in a situation. I mean, he's already kind of terrified because this is not at all what they rehearsed.
Right.
Then
go ahead and mark 1 stability lost.
And he always thinks about that little girl. He has dreams about that little girl. Like, it was she wasn't a creature. She was a little girl, and in his mind, he killed her. So.
Indeed, she was.
I am shaken.
And there were 2 people that were there to witness that night, and that was Detective Sasso, and Sasha was there that night as well, if I remember correctly. Is that right, Sasha?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time I'd seen Harvey in a year.
So when
Oh,
you
man.
see Harvey sort of start to go off on Dave, what do?
Sasha's was trying to act as the protector, as Sasha always tries to act. But this presentation has him a little off kilter. He's obviously nervous, and people that aren't comfortable being in front of a crowd of people only become more uncomfortable when they are in front of a crowd of people.
So one thing you notice this time, Sasha, is the people out in the audience don't seem to be paying a lick of attention to you this time.
Right, I get that, but that doesn't change what, you know what I mean, that feeling that came over, that washed over him
right
5 minutes before.
Right.
And even though they're not sitting in pews, chairs staring up at them, so he's angry. There's also a wash of, because Sasha probably hasn't thought about that night when he and Sasso had to, at the point of a gun, take this guy and his daughter to that basement, because Sasha's the one who brought that kid there. So that's running through Sasha's mind. Sasha's doing what he can to keep himself calm and not just dash across the stage and get Harvey and get the fuck out of there. So Sasha's staying put. Keep it together, is that what you said?
That's kind
Ernie joins the crowd and grabs a bag of popcorn.
Well, at least I'm not broken anymore.
That's true. There you go. Good job.
Nice.
So, Dr. Kennedy, this is unfolding on the stage. I don't know how much you know about the kidney deal, other than what you might have heard through stories that they possibly have shared with you, but there seems to be some interaction with this sort of sickly looking fellow next to a very attractive young actress. You think you recognize her as Tiffany Reader. She's quite the socialite, as well as an actress off and on Broadway. And she's done a couple of films as well. And Sasha seems to be visibly affected by this particular situation as well.
I don't believe that I know anything about what happened at the party. I really only know a couple of details about Harvey's deal with the swap dealer in the first place, much less how Sasha and Harvey got to meet Jerry in the first place. So I don't think he knows what's going on whatsoever. So he's more interested in the ritual circle.
Of course he is. I love Dr. Kennedy. And
Beautiful actress?
Yeah.
No. Beautiful circle.
You already told me she was a lictor. Of course I don't care about her.
Harvey, this kidney dad doesn't seem to really be affected by anything that you say to him. His face doesn't really change expression. His eyes are sort of just boring right into you. Although there's no real sense of anger, but he is focused.
Harvey, I think you should at least apologize to him, for heaven's sake. I mean, You did make a deal with that disgusting thing.
He whirls around and looks directly to where she's pointing.
And the swap dealer is walking through the crowd, only it's not the same. It looks kind of like the swap dealer, and as it gets closer, the crowd is ignoring it, but they sort of part to make way as he approaches the steps and starts to walk up on stage. And you realize, only because I had to do this, that it is Charlie Sheen in a fat suit. And he's in a makeup job, and he comes up on stage and he's they're just laughing it up.
I mean, you made the deal, right? And this deal led to that deal, which led to this. Now you've got Sasha, apparently, this poor Dr. Kennedy involved as well. You thought you could just walk away from all of it?
What are we doing here exactly? Huh? Are we playing games? Okay, yes, I made a deal. I made a shitty deal. And then I made another shitty deal. And I'm trying to get to the point in my life where I'm not making shitty deals. So if you're about to propose a shitty fucking deal, you can shove it up your ass, all right? I'm not here for it. Where is the cube?
Joel and Blythe, I'm cutting. You get a cut. We get a cut right as the camera zooms in and Harvey says, "Where is the cube?" You two still are sort of like roomies, right? Isn't that what you guys are doing at basically the same tower with Dr. Kennedy? He's been able to attach your apartment, Joel, to the building as well. So anytime you like wanted to go to your own space that you knew before, it's just opening a door and walking through if you wanted. You can also, just for fun, get in your car and drive to it, but it's also a doorway away. This is because we're getting ready to go to break and I got to bring these two in. You two are doing your typical hangout thing. Except Blythe, you get, this is something that you actually enjoy it because this is how you communicate with David. And it's these moments where he basically steals your consciousness. You can call on him the same way, but it basically just like sucks your vision and pulls you into this world of no particular color, black or light, whatever is your preference that makes you comfortable. And it's just sort of your energies speaking to each other. And they can typically take whatever form they want, but he usually takes the form that you know and enjoy, which is his angelic form as well, which is very similar to yours.
There is great stirrings. Your friends are in need.
They're in need? What do you mean?
The powers are battling for the key, and it's happening tonight.
Oh,
You need to take the hound.
do you know where they are?
They're on the other side of the door.
Do you think I can help them? Do you think I can I'll be able to.
It's time, Bly. You are ready. You can prove yourself tonight, and soon your temple will be all yours.
Okay. Thank you for telling me.
Of course. I will do what I can from here.
Thank you. Are you sure you don't want to? You don't want to come? You don't want to? I mean, I'm sure we could use your help.
I can help more from here. There are other things going on this side.
Okay. I trust you. I believe you.
And then you're
Right.
back with Joel.
Joel, we gotta go.
She like looks up from her Game Boy and just like stares at you.
That's David, and then he said that we gotta go. We gotta go. The key. It's happening tonight. Our friends are in danger.
Go where? Go what?
We just through the door. We just have to go through the door. I would grab some guns and I would grab a knife and we gotta go.
Go where though? And
Take your PJs off. Put on something good. We gotta go. You look
I'm not
ridiculous.
even in fucking pajamas. That's
You
your
just look.
point.
Oh, what is that? What you just wear? Is that you just?
Just like
I've never
jeans
seen
and a
that
tank top.
outfit. Like
Come on.
it's
It's not that weird. Like,
put on something better. We gotta go.
for what fucking occasion is this? You just said in trouble and then said guns and knives. What occasion do I need to put on something nice for when you're naming things that involve blood?
Joel, your blood pressure is starting to rise and you're getting that very familiar sensation on the back of your neck. So you're learning to control it, but I'm just saying you're getting that feeling like, all right, come on, Joel, you're going to have to calm down and go with the flow or I'm going to turn into a dog.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
just saying.
She's like
David
standing and
said-
walking to her bedroom, like still like.
When she's a dog,
Sorry,
Harvey
girl.
calls her Biscuit.
I wrote
Oh.
a haiku about
Meta.
I love that.
Oh my
That's
god.
beautiful.
Good lord.
Parallel
Please
parking.
form it now. Proof.
That's absolutely beautiful.
I'd have
Yeah.
to
All
look
right,
it up.
and this
I
is where
posted it
we
on
are
Twitter.
going to take our break.
Everybody got depressed
and as
in
everybody's
just a
going, why
matter
is
of
Curtis just
15
dropping all this stuff
seconds.
in? Anybody who knows what
It's
David
better
is
than the
talking
conversation
about
we were
is
having to
a whole
start
bunch
the
of-
game.
Which wasn't
Trust
about
me.
adults wearing diapers.
We can go back.
Well, welcome back. While we were at break, I meant to remind everybody to. Damn, Duke, you should have told me to run an ad too. I forgot to do that.
I did. I said it twice.
Did you? I didn't hear.
Yes.
Damn
It
it.
was caught in all the other things that were happening.
Too much on my brain. YouTube. I wanted to remind everybody one time, get a plug-in for YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube page. It is the key to our ultimate success at reaching more and more eyeballs out there, and it is working for us. Our community on Discord has grown so much that I'm trying to decide how I'm going to get another couple of moderators to help take care of stuff, because poor Erica trying to work a full-time job and handle Discord is a near impossibility. So all of that comes with support from viewers like you, and YouTube is free to subscribe. What it does is it helps put us on the map. Every time you subscribe, it puts another little red pin in us on the map, so that when people go to look for cult stuff, they find us. And so far we've attracted some good people. We got some people who really love and have been playing the game a long time who have joined our community. So I have learned this week some new rules that we'll probably get to use as we come back with this group. And we were with Joel and Blythe, and they were gathering themselves because Blythe had received divine intervention in our episode named Deus Ex Machina. And she has then given Joel just a plethora of information about what is about to happen, as she says, go through the door, and you come crashing out onto stage, and it's like, oh shit. And you see Harvey and Sasha's there, and your immediate thought is, we've stumbled into Harvey's show. And in a sense, you have. It has been all about Harvey this evening, and you look out and there is an audience of people. Dr. Kennedy, the dancing just vanished in front of your eyes. The blue circle just sort of blinked out. The lighting changed. And you are standing just not quite center stage, but right there in the light, looking at a crowd in the audience as Blythe and Joel come stumbling out from off stage onto the stage. And this time, last time I forgot to actually switch the map for the viewers. I don't want to do that this time.
And you said the audience is back?
The audience is back. The dancing has stopped because of the confrontation. It's almost like in Harvey's mind, it's kind of like the scene in Animal House when they walk into the bar and you hear the as the record stops and everybody goes silent. And it's just all of you on stage, and Tiffany is looking at you, Harvey, sort of distraught, but you see anger growing on her face. And she looks out over the crowd, and she looks back at you, and her expression is sort of melting away. She gives you just a bit of a smile.
Is this what you wanted, Harvey? Just to embarrass me? Ruin my night?
And she reaches over and in an instant just takes David's head and snaps it where only the skin keeps it from just separating from the body. And he falls to the floor.
I feel like I should keep it together again.
Okay.
Because I've thought about this dad quite a bit. If it was just some random dude, I'd be like, oh man, but
No, roll keep it together.
oh, I have a -1, so it's a 10, but that didn't matter real much.
A 10. So choose your disposition. Tell me how you feel.
He's just more guilt and sadness that he couldn't do something to help him, and he didn't even get a chance to apologize, really. And so he kind of blinks hard and there's tears in his eyes, but he'll keep looking at her and hold out a hand. The cube.
Oh.
I didn't have my voice on. It's coming.
And with that, you see the image of Tiffany Reader sort of melt away, and all of you see this. Her true lictor form comes through, and it just looks like she was once made of some sort of colorless candle wax that had been slowly just melted around the edges so that there's some sort of a human female shape in there. However, there's no form to it. Her teeth are sharp and jagged, and there's more of them than she should have, and this long purple tongue with these little bumps all over it it's like 12 or 14 inches, and it comes to a very fine point, sort of jets out all the way down, about halfway down her chest, and then back up into her mouth, and you can just sort of see the tip of its left dangling out the corner of her mouth. And her foot just sort of kicks David's body over to the side of the stage.
Oof.
I assume that Harvey's posture has changed.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody feel free to...
He's not trying to act as Jerry Sasso anymore, but he hasn't even noticed Blythe and Joel coming in. He's been watching them. He's kind of, everything else is blocked out right now.
Right. The crowd has responded. When she did the head, I failed to mention this, there was a gasp from the crowd as if they were watching a murder on the screen. And they're all eagerly watching this drama unfold before their eyes.
Sasha's sees the lictor form, hears the back and forth between Harvey and Tiffany, and give us the key. And I want to use commanding voice.
Commanding
What's the
voice.
magic level of the lictor?
That's a good question. Hang on a second. Tiffany, read page 240. 5.
Whew. This is gonna be a tough one. Come on, baby.
Oh, oh no.
Oh no!
Oh, that's bad.
Well, usually it just means that on this one, yeah, it's not good.
That was commanding voice you were doing?
Yeah.
That was
So on a
comprehensive.
-9, the person or creature acts unpredictably. The GM determines if they resist, misunderstand, carry out your instructions incorrectly, become angered, or carry out your order but gain a magic bond to you that they will exploit later.
Oh god.
Which is
Great.
typically which is what I'm guessing is counting up for my episode, because there are several things. Because I don't think this has worked but once. There are several things that I think he's chosen to have a magic bond that they will exploit later. But you know.
She resists. And she just looks at you. If you can even call it she at this point, the female aspects of her seem to have disappeared somewhere within the folds, but you can't mistake the smile, and the tongue jets out and back, and she grabs Harvey by the throat. Joel,
Yeah. As
Why?
soon as that happens, I would really like to just not even ask any questions, not say nothing. Can I just try and shoot it?
Wow, I sure hope you don't miss.
Good God.
you
Oh,
can shoot it. That sounds like you would like to engage in combat. So
that's exactly what I'd like to do.
why don't you make that move?
I was trying to get to it. My window was a little too small. Things got wonky.
It's all good.
All right, here we go.
Better than a 9.
That's a 14.
Nice.
That's better than a 9.
Yeah, that is. You inflict damage. What's it? A 2 for that gun, correct?
Yes, just one shot is 2 harm.
So Joel starts boom, boom. 2 bullets all of you that are staring at this creature that you thought was the actress Tiffany Reader, and 2 bullets. One goes right underneath the right eye. You can see the hole, and this black blood starts to ooze out through it, and in perfect Joel fashion, because she's a great shot. The second follow-up bullet goes almost right in the exact same hole and sort of just tears this little chunk away right out from the side of her head, and more of this black stuff just starts to goop. You would expect, like, if it was a person, that it would just spurt and spray blood all over the walls, but it doesn't. It just starts to ooze this almost tar-like substance, and her smile that had been so focused on Sasha at his attempt to manipulate her goes away. The tongue jets all the way out, doesn't go back up this time, and her head now with sort of a piece of it missing and a nice little hole in her face that sort of start to close up just a smidge, but there's still this black goo. She looks at Joel.
I want to grab her tongue
Ooh.
and yank her and headbutt her real hard. Remember, I have super strength.
That's fun. Nobody wanted the
engage in combat. What does the super strength do?
You are extremely strong. Actions like bending iron bars, bashing in doors, or lifting hundreds of kilograms are not a problem for you, or grabbing people's tongues and bashing your head against them. I took +1 harm to all close combat attacks, and once you block someone during unarmed combat.
Okay, super. So
I just can throw stuff.
Go ahead and give me the roll plus violence to engage in combat.
Okie dokie.
As you reach out and grab the tongue, and you notice she's not squeezing to choke you. She's got a firm grip on you, but you start to get the sense that she is using you now as bait to lure the others in.
10.
10. What was the name of that you were doing? Oh, that was your unnaturally strong.
Yeah.
Okay. You can still do what it is that you want to do, and I'll even give you the extra harm because of your super strength. So instead of 1, you do 2, and everyone sees Harvey grab this creature's tongue, and you feel some cuts from those barbs on the tongue, Harvey, pierce into the flesh of your hand, and Harvey leans back and just headbutts this creature, and you can see it sort of split the forehead. There's a black line appears, and then a little drip starts to form. It doesn't lose its grip on Harvey.
Ugh.
Dr. Kennedy or Blythe, either of you have something you'd like to do?
Yes. I would love to use divine strength. And what I want to do, I want to go over there and I want to, go into angel mode, wings out, fly up, the flip, and then just like superhero kick it in its face.
Nice.
Superhero kick it in the face.
Do you have like a cool
you're
catchphrase
wanting
for that?
to use your +2 harm from your divine strength.
Okay.
Is that what you're after?
Yeah.
Because with the kick, that would, I believe the unarmed combat is good for a point.
Okay.
Let me double check that. So that's what you guys see. Blythe wings out. Boom. And she lets off this radiant glow for just a second. There's this burst of light as the wings appear. And let's see. Equipment. Unarmed, punch, kick, tear 1. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm starting to learn some of the rules. Only 20 some odd episodes in. But she's got this new divine strength, which is going to actually turn that 1 into a 3. As she comes, she just jets up, just like in the video games, jet up and then straight down at an angle with a foot right to the face of this reader. And that would put you in here, we'll say, but it's going to knock her back. And -3.
And I want to catch Harvey too. At the end of that,
Princess,
I don't want him to
catch
fall on
Harvey.
his butt.
My hero.
Princess, catch Harvey, please. He's
I
our
am,
big
yeah.
boy.
Awesome. And
I am so big.
You're a large
I am
boy.
more than a
So,
foot
like, out
taller
here.
than you.
A
Trying
large
to
boy.
hold all of you. I'm strong. I can do it.
that leaves us with Dr. Kennedy. You have yet to act.
Does she catch me?
Oh, yeah. Do I catch Harvey? Does he fall on his ass?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you that.
Wow.
I was going to ask what the magic level of the creatures I can summon are.
Oh. Yeah. Let's see. The ones you can summon are listed there for you.
Mm-hmm.
The one time you choose not to bring your lackeys, Dr. K. What the hell? I gave
I
it to you
didn't
for a
get a
reason.
chance to. Harry and Marv are protecting the tower.
Let's see.
With makeshift traps involving paint cans and
A tarantula.
Tacks on the
tarantula.
stairs.
Like
and
a
a big
Home
old
Alone
nail
setup.
tarred to a set of stairs in the basement. And Christmas ornaments. We haven't put them away yet.
The graders are 2s, the lessers are 1s. I'm just going to say off the top of my head here. I thought I had sheets on them, but for some reason.
Yeah, and I had never made a note. Well, I mean, it's never really come up. I think I've only summoned a couple of Wolven once. So
Yeah. Damn it. Because I thought I had actually thought I had made some up for the Dr. Kennedy episode that we didn't get to have because I knew you would end up. Why not? You know what I mean? If you could summon a hellhound, why wouldn't you? And I thought I even had tokens for him, but apparently I don't. That sort of pisses me off. But yes, you've got the 2 lesser creatures you can summon. Oh, because yeah, you could. Those are the ones I took those choices away from you. So you can choose from those 3. So you can choose like you get 4 of the dog types, which are the lesser creatures, the Faraco or the Wolven, or you get 1 of the Acrotide, which is basically like your own demon, so to speak.
a skeleton demon with a big old fancy sword.
Yeah.
So you said 1 for the lessers, 2 for the greater?
Correct.
All right. Well, then I will summon a pack of Wolven then.
Sweet.
So that's soul -1. Oh my goodness. -1. Oh. Ow. Sorry. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
What'd you get?
An 18.
Nope, that's good. Let's see here.
That is, in fact, better than a 9.
Why is this being dick?
Is Charlie Sheen still on stage in the fat suit?
Oh,
Forgot
shit,
about
Charlie
Sheen.
Sheen.
Oh my god, I
Oh,
forgot about him too.
Yeah, no.
Oh, poor Carlos.
Yeah, he was going to fade away. It was just he was there for a gimmick spot. Why is my wolf not coming over?
He's shy.
Wolven are meter-tall, four-legged carnivores with alligator-like skulls. Their
What's
teeth
a
are
meter
black.
in American?
It's about 3 feet.
3 feet,
Sounds
3
like a
inches.
sweetheart.
Their teeth are black and jut outside their jaws, just like crocodiles, and their long blue-black tongues have sharp tips for spearing an unwary victim.
Sharp
Jesus.
tips.
Just the tip.
My tip sharp.
Love a sharp tip. If the tip ain't sharp, I don't want none of it.
Just look at Sasha's fingers.
Oh, no.
That's inside your butt.
She got there before I could.
Oh, no. Put your mittens on, sir.
Put your mittens on right now.
You do
You
not
don't
want to
wanna
know
know
what's
where the
on
mittens
those
have been.
mittens.
Oh,
Good
God.
God. Wow.
Oh, ew.
Why?
Oh,
Here I thought the
no.
diaper talk was going to be the worst of tonight.
No,
No.
really
no.
delve into their personal life.
Hilarious.
Mitten play is what they call it.
Okay,
God.
so
God.
I couldn't for some reason the wolf I wanted wouldn't drag over. But that's what these little dooheads are right there. Those are wolves, and there are now 4 of them.
Those rolling pin things.
Scrolls?
You
I
have
like-
no
Okay,
rolling
yeah,
pin.
What are you
sure.
saying? Those are
Gross.
obviously wolves.
Those
If
are
you
very
zoom
ferocious.
in and see the ears, zoom in all the way, and you can see the ears and the legs and the tail. It's
But
a
we're
top
not.
down.
Don't
It's a
believe it.
top
It's a
down.
top down fox.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah. I see it.
Yeah.
I see it now. Totally.
You need to feed your wolves.
They're looking
I feel like I'm
scrawny.
about to.
As someone of the canine community,
Oh,
Feed your dogs.
Yeah, you need to do that. So, okay, you've summoned your dogs. And then that sort of brings us back to Tiffany Reader, who takes Harvey and throws him.
Before that can happen,
Yes.
I'm going to use one of my 6th sense. I rolled a nice 21, so I get 3 hold.
Fantastic.
Sasha's going to act first, and Sasha's going to use quick to get to Tiffany before she can throw Harvey,
Yes.
and attempt to sever the arm.
Aren't I warmly
Sasha-
encased in Blythe's arms?
Sasha knows that this thing is made of this goo. He's seen it. He's seen lictors before. Saw the puddle of goo in the basement at Joel's, and so using my claws, I'm going to attempt to lash through the arm and take it from its body so that Harvey's free.
Go ahead and make your engaging combat roll.
Oh,
That's not
no.
better than a 9.
That's not good. What have you done?
It's not too bad in the aspect that I actually think Blythe was also in that moment coming in to intervene with Harvey as well. And a lot of this, you know how it is all happening at once, but you come in and you realize at the last minute that Blythe has taken Harvey out of Tiffany's grasp. And when you come in and go for her arm, she grabs you. And now she has Sasha. And I need you to endure injury. -1, which is the harm. And this is how we do injuries to players. Whatever harm my bad guy does is a negative to your endure injury roll.
Oh God!
Oh.
What are you doing?
I'm
That's
not rolling
really
well.
not good.
That's what I'm doing. A 7 is
Sasha.
not better than a 9.
Get your shit together tonight, Sasha. What are you doing?
Which is a 7.
Stop
So
using your DM rolls.
the good thing about this particular situation is on an endure injury, if it is a 10 to 14, I choose what happens to you. On a 9 or below, you choose what happens to you. As now Tiffany has a hold of you with her claws, and you can be knocked out. You can receive a critical wound, but continue to act. Or you can die.
Don't do that one.
Please don't do that one. Not that.
She has a hold of you, so I'll. This is one of those. I put it akin to your game, Duke, on Tuesday nights, Renaissance City. You get to embellish.
So Sasha makes that quick move as Blythe comes down, and Blythe's foot connects, and Blythe swoops through and grabs Harvey up, and Sasha gets to the lictor, and the lictor's hand comes back up to grab Sasha's throat, and there is this obvious squeeze that happens, and you can all see, the obvious physical harm that this lictor does to Sasha's throat. But Sasha is determined, and Sasha keeps going through and slashes at the arm, and makes strikes with his claws, takes the arm off. I still do 3 harm, but I have this lictor's hand basically choking me to death.
So it gets, your embellishment's going to get even better because she only had 3 harm left as she's screaming at you as you do this, and you're still inflicting your damage, and you do take a critical wound. And a critical wound, you guys can only take 1 critical wound. Serious wounds are the others, and I'll just make a note, critical wounds will not heal on their own and will get worse if left untreated. And it's like, this is one of those wounds you got to have a doctor for. It's a trip to the emergency room. He will bleed. He will bleed and be in pain. But
Lucky I got one of those.
It happens. But all she had left, Sasha, was the damage that you could inflict upon her, and she goes down with you in a heap. And you can add anything to this because this is a. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, Sasha is just, continuing to just rake her to pieces. There is no one can really see it because it's really face to face and everybody's gone away. But that orange ring around his eyes has consumed all of his eyes. And it's almost as if the sun is burning from within him, and just piece after piece, and there is just that black ichor covering him from shoulders to ankles and all over the floor, and pieces of this lictor are being just thrown all over that side of the stage. I am repainting the back wall with the blood of this beast.
This is what you all witness and Sasha is injured. But when Tiffany goes down, the room changes. For those of you who hadn't seen this yet, which I believe is just Joel and Blythe, because when you walked out on stage, everything seemed relatively normal. Dr. Kennedy, you would notice it first, being aware and waiting to see, always waiting to see what's going to happen next. Like, this is fascinating, but what happens next? And the difference is the crowd of people is gone. However, there are people up in the carpeted, the cush seats up around the side and the edge and the balcony. And all of those people are what you hope are some masked horrors. They look to be examples of many of the creatures that you've stumbled across, distorted humanoid figures that have been cut and torn. But they seem quite entertained by what's happening on stage with all of this violence and gore, and they applaud, and it is as if you are in a stadium of 50,000. It's almost deafening, the roar of the applause.
I want to do something.
What did you want to do? Harvey?
Are the lights in here modern? Like, are they like glass bulbs?
The lights that you see it looks like blue candlelight. They look like candles, only the light is blue.
All right. Well, I rolled a 20 for inner power. And as soon as like Harvey sees this happen and he sees Sasha get attacked and he's just ripping him apart and the ichor's going everywhere, he like screams, and it's like a shrill, awful scream. It's like a banshee, and it just like reverberates through the whole place. And I was gonna say it'd be really cool and knock all the lights out, but maybe the lights just flicker, and I want it to attack all those people in the audience and their eardrums to burst when he screams, and he'll rush forward and try to get the arm off of Sasha and hold him back and get him to stop what he's doing. And then all the enemies would take 2 harm.
You can feel free to place your token on the stage anywhere where you would block yourself for that move. And as you, in this rage and anger, and you have now this understanding of your divine energy and are starting to get an idea of how to grasp it and how it works. And as you express all of this energy out into the audience, all of those people in the far seats, these creatures of very tortured forms, about half of them explode. They do exactly what you did. Their ears pop, their heads crack, they release blood and goo, and they grab their heads and they crumble to the floor. However, there are some that might have been standing right next to them that even catch a bit of splatter on their face, and they look down at what just happened, and then everybody looks back at you on stage and a roarous applause. And all of them that remain standing tear into it, and the circle on the floor glows a little brighter, and there's this sort of pearlescent swirling that begins to happen in the center of it.
When Harvey comes over and helps to remove the hand from around my throat, he has to pull pretty hard, and like 2 of the claws of that lictor were stuck down in my shoulder and into my neck. And when he pulls it out, just my own blood just starts pumping out and is pouring down my shoulder and my chest over and mixing with the ichor that is covered. And I start to get woozy and I'm coughing.
Dr. K rushes over.
I was gonna say, he's just like, he's holding him and he's like, Hurdy.
Already on it. And he starts scribbling a circle on the floor with some magic runes, and then just like shoves a hand onto Sasha's neck. I guess I can move myself over there, couldn't I?
Yes, feel free to move your tokens.
Okay.
Enjoy the roll 20. Thank you, roll 20. We don't use you often enough on this show. We use you all the time for the rolls. We've just never played with tokens before.
Well, we have. It's just very rare.
Yeah, just not very often.
Okay. And I want to use my battlefield medicine. I just cannot remember off the top of my head what that roll is. Reason. It's a reason roll. There's a reason for that roll.
It is. And I just want to remind our audience out there, if you use your imagination and presented yourself on the floor in the cheap seats, as it were, or even not even in the cheap seats, in the good seats up front, and was watching this unfold on stage, what a fascinating show.
So I rolled an 18, which I get 2 of my options.
Does one of them happen to be fix a critical wound?
I'm just going to
Save life.
I'm just going to let you narrate what happens and then tell him what he gets.
I will do effective improvisation and stabilize 3 wounds without medical equipment.
I think that's good for a critical.
What does it look like?
I hastily drew that those runes on the floor with the chalk that I keep in my pocket now at all times, because it's really useful. And then I just like locked my hand on your neck where the blood was gushing from and slapped the runes on the floor and just channel pure like golden white light through my body and directly into your neck. And those wounds close themselves up. That blood just kind of, from what's already been spurted out on the floor, that's, there's nothing I can do about that. But what's still right here on your neck will just suck itself back in as that wound closes up behind it.
And Sasha kind of blinks a little bit and, puts his hand on Harvey's shoulder, stands up and
not so fast. Not
thank you. And he,
You
sorry
can't
about your jacket.
stand
Sorry about
right
your
now.
jacket.
I don't
I'm fine.
care.
I'm fine. And he throws the jacket to the floor and he's trying to wipe some of that shit off, and it just keeps getting on his hands, and he's wiping it on the floor around him, but there's just more ichor, and he's like, ugh, God.
The wolves, by the way, are devouring that lictor body.
Nice.
Can we go?
I don't think we're
even-
quite done yet.
What is even happening? What did we just walk into?
I don't know. David told me you guys were in trouble, and then I see Sasha go all ape shit on what just happened?
There's this swirling that's happening in this circle out on the floor, and you can hear, it's almost like you would imagine a high school in 1950s on the football field, or maybe when the principal clicks on the intercom, there's this obvious click and this old speaker whines to life, and a voice announces, where's my, I'll have to use something else because I'm not ready for that one. Announces now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, playing the role of Tifereth. And the lights start to change and pulse. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, damn it. It's always when Tyne Daly, who was really hot back in 1990, Best Actress for her role in Gypsy. The theater kid in me, I just had to get that out. And while I'm fumbling for the tokens that are not working the way I want them to at this moment, I'm having token problems tonight. It's not your fault, Roll20. It's because I don't do this often enough. And so, but there's like this big announcement, like, oh, finally, right, here comes what's supposed to be the star of the show. And then the voice is still speaking as he starts to announce all about Tifereth, like he's, you know, really playing her up, like, you know, like it was some sort of wrestling announcement or something. But it's that my here we go. Tifereth is all around us. She is the poster girl for lingerie and the catchy pop song, the trashy romance novel, and the latest computer game. Her influence makes us lust, yearn, dream, close our eyes, and forget the real world. She was the Archon who coordinated all others under the Demiurge's will, and she has become one of the most powerful due to her intrigues and adaptability. Tifereth exploits people's constant desire for beauty and validation. She paints magical daydreams, unattainable goals, and perfect ideals, only to make us struggle to reach them while forgetting all else. Previously, artists, poets, and writers were her core servants, but now her influence extends to advertising, celebrities, movies, TV shows, and all of the talking heads. It's here she molds the illusion around us, feeding our cravings for new things and desires to be slim, fit, and perfect, making us embrace her unreservedly. And with these announcements, Tyne Daly walks out on stage, and you guys aren't, you wouldn't recognize her. I put a little picture of her up on Discord earlier.
Yeah, I feel like if Harvey wasn't so scared, he would be nerding out.
Yeah, but she's just, you know, a Broadway actress. She's been on some TV and some movies, and anybody who knows her knows her. Sasha knows her. You guys would have known her back then. You know, she was not a superstar. She's not like a knockout goddess or anything like that. She's just a great fucking actress on stage. And she comes out, and it's like this really blown over entrance that you don't typically do, you know, for this sort of thing. You know, a star come out, maybe the applaudi, you know, they'll get a pop from the audience, but there's not typically this big drawn out formal announcement. But Tifereth, Dr. Kennedy, you know who it is. She is one of the powers in a direct opposition to Malkuth and many of the others in the war of the Archons that have been going on since the Demiurge's disappearance. And as she comes out and she's waving to the crowd, and it's like she is starting to realize that something's not right. And she looks at you, Harvey, and out to the crowd like, what have you done? And you see that her image starts to change, and she's like, I was supposed to be. What did you do? And she's like melting right in front of you. Blythe, you notice at first that these wings appear from her back. Only they're not beautiful and vibrant like yours. There's no light. Her wings look sort of sickly and withered. And if I can get shit to work for me. She turns into a figure much similar to what Blythe looks like in size and stature, only her wings are not vibrant. She cowers down. It continues as she melts, and she starts to hunch over. And the whole time she's screaming at you, Harvey, why did you do this? Why did you do this? And you notice in her hand, she holds a cube. And you see blood start to pour down her face. Her hair starts to grow long and dangly, and it sort of hides her face as she's hunched over, and blood starts to drip. And if she looks up at you, it's just through ragged hair, and you see these bloodshot white eyes with just a pinpoint black pupil and blood running from nose and mouth. She's got jagged teeth like they've been kicked out and broken.
He's at a loss for words because he very much admires her as an actress. And all he can get out is that Beth Fowler deserves the Tony for Mrs. Lovett and not her. I want to request a service from Malkuth.
Okay.
How does that work? Am I able to like just face her and kind of pause and go into...
Yeah, I'll let you ham it up however you want your reach out to Malkuth.
So Harvey gets up with a new resolve, and he says that little sassy remark to her, and he pushes past Sasha, like kind of forcefully, like shoving him behind him, and stiffens up. And you guys have seen this before, but he's trying to talk to Malkuth. With my new ability, services. And I roll +0 for that? Okay. Essentially, I want to find a weapon the PC can use against their enemy. This can also constitute a creature, knowledge, or direct interference on part of the entity. I realize that this is a big baddie, and I'm done. I want to get it over with. Let's get that cube. Do. Hope it wasn't bad. It's 12.
It's just a +1. It's fine.
Yeah, that's
+1
okay.
to the debt.
This +1 to my debt.
+1 to the debt, but you still get an answer to your question, right?
I'm getting nervous.
So, yeah, he steps in front, pushes Sasha, says a sassy thing, and directly to Malkuth, he just says, she needs to die.
Harvey Winston. Is that you?
Yeah, long time no talk. She needs to fucking die. What do I do?
Well, she's just an angel.
Look, I'm doing you a favor here. I'm getting your fucking cube back. What do I do?
She's a Malachim of Tifereth, an angel much like your Blythe is to me. You need to lure her down into the circle and then destroy her, just like you did poor Tiffany. I enjoyed that, and the crowd loved it. Excellent job.
Fine.
If you do this today, Harvey, and you get the key, it'll be great things for you. Will change the way things happen in Manhattan, make life easy, less interruptions.
Whatever. I'm not a hero. I just want.
You'll always be my hero.
Charming. And he shuts her out or tries his best to end whatever mental call they have.
You hear a click in the dial tone.
Did Malkuth just hang up on me? So is she paying attention to me right now?
It doesn't look like she's paying attention to anybody. She's hunched over, making these sobbing sounds as if she's crying tears, pools of the blood starting to pool up beneath her, and she is really just pulling on that guilt, and you can hear that voice as if somehow you, Harvey Winston, had caused all of this.
He just he sees that she's not really doing anything, and he kind of shakes his head, trying his best to block it out, but he backs up to the rest of them. We need to... God, do you guys hear that? We need to get her... We need to get her down to the circle. We gotta finish this.
She sounds like she's already in so much pain, though.
It doesn't matter. We need to finish this, Blythe. It's good to see you. Do you hear that?
What?
She's...
Harvey, what?
Nothing. We gotta... I'll grab her myself if you guys aren't gonna help.
Nope, let's go.
I have a
behind
pack of 4 wolves right over there. I'll just have them drag her over.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Do it.
And I whistle.
There you go.
Very good. So the dogs.
Rolling pan.
They
There they
all
go.
just look up
All
from
of
the remains of the lictor. They're just like licking the black ichor off their chops, and they're like,
Gross.
Yeah, they ate those, and now they start tearing into this angel, and the dogs, the wolves are, they're scarier looking than wolves. They're a little bit larger and grimmer, and
they're wolves
Crocodile
with
faces.
crocodile heads. Yeah.
yeah. Damn it, that really upsets me.
Just the thought of that upsets me.
It's all right. You zoomed in on them. People saw.
Anyways,
We know what they
I
look
had
like.
something really cool, pictures and right out of the book. Blah, blah, blah. They start tearing into her. Chunks of her wing just come off easily. They jump up and they'll bite some feathers, and it'll pull feather and flesh, start to expose just bone from the top of the wings, and she starts to straighten and stand up, and her clothes are ragged. They look like they were once gold and beautiful, just like Blythe's are, but now they're just rags of what they once were. They're just barely assemblage of their fine cloth. And as the dogs come in and jump and lash and tear at her, she grabs them, one and then another, and smashes those two together and throws them aside, and then goes to attack the other two remaining wolven.
While she's distracted by those dogs, I'm going to attempt to use quick and get the cube out of her hand.
And here Blythe was, feeling sorry for her for half a second.
Put that bitch in the circle.
Okay.
Sasha, I want you to, I need you to act under pressure. You're going to have to be kind of cool to jump up there and see if you can snatch that out of her hand.
Oh, man.
You're gonna have to put on your cool guy shades.
Cool guy!
Cool
guy.
A 13. You do it. You get up there. You put your hand on the cube. So you can move yourself up to right in front of her.
I want to do something next after Sasha is done.
Do something too, though.
Too bad. I'm trying to get her to the circle.
But there's a complication, because as you grab it, it's as if it's a piece of her. It doesn't move.
Uh-oh. Fuck. Yeah, there's Sash.
And
I don't think he's going to let me have that choice at the moment.
Yeah. I yell at you, the circle!
And so, yeah, you're kind of standing there. You've still got, you can have your hands on her. And that limits her. She's dealing with you in one hand, and she's dealing with the remaining two wolven.
Yeah, when Sasha realizes that it's like stuck to her or part of her hand, then he attempts and puts the other hand on top of it and is just holding on.
Anybody want to act next?
I wanted to.
Blythe said it first.
I did say it
Go first, but
Rock, paper, scissors.
I called dibs.
I want to use divine.
Okay.
Would that work for her? I think so. She's a creature.
She's
a
an
monster.
Arcana. She's scary.
Blythe.
Spoopy.
Your divine strength?
No, just divine, period.
She wants to waggle her finger at her.
I do want to
You want to try to charm her.
Yeah.
Harvey's gonna use quick for a pee break backstage.
Okay, go for it. Let's see.
Roll
Yeah.
plus roll? Can I do that? Can I use divine on her?
I'm going to let you attempt to use it. It's really kind of a passive sort of thing.
Well, if I can just command her to go into the circle.
Okay. So, go ahead and make your roll.
Okie dokie.
Plus soul.
Soul.
So yeah, it'll be sort of a modified version of divine. 15. Very good. And you're wanting to put her in the circle?
Put her in the circle. Listen here. She walks right up to her. Gets all down on her level. Be like, hey, listen here. I don't like the way you treated those wolf things. They are sweet puppies, and you didn't need to do that. So now, you're going to march your ass right into that circle. I'm going to throw you in it. Do I make myself clear?
Just gives you this fiery look, because she's got one of these wolven in her hand that she's squeezing the life out of. She's trying to shake Sasha off with this other one, while the second wolven is tearing at her wings and her arms and her middle section, and she is quite upset that you have gotten her attention. And she fires this pissed off look at you, and then she flings her head and looks at the circle in the middle of the floor. And she takes Sasha and throws him towards the back mat, or the flat of the scenery.
No!
Don't want to catch him.
Yes, I want to catch him with my super speedy powers.
Okay.
Hold on, let me roll for it.
Real quick,
Everything's out
yeah.
of whack here. Yeah.
Joel, you're on deck.
I need to roll reflexes. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. There we go.
Oh, he's a 12.
That's okay. I'm gonna act before the action can be completed with quick
Okay.
immediate interrupt, and I'm gonna catch him.
Sweet. So she goes to basically get rid of Sasha, to toss him. Harvey, you're able to intercept and catch him before he hits anything to take any damage. And you both can tumble yourselves somewhere over there.
Yeah, he'll take the brunt of it and just like hold him carefully with his big man body, and then just like set him up straight.
She throws down the lifeless woven that was in her hand as she was dealing with Sasha, grabs the other one that is attacking her, and snaps its neck. And then she turns and starts to make her way over towards the circle. Joel? Yeah.
She's walking,
Yeah.
but we don't know for how long.
Well, you can keep watching her, or I mean, you assume you heard Blythe say, "Go get in the circle," right? That was your orders, Blythe.
Yep, that was what I said.
So she's like right there. Can I go dog form and just like punt that bitch into the circle? That's what I really want to do.
If that will make you happy.
Yes.
Charge! Oh my God! Look at the size of your token.
Yes! This is all I've ever wanted. That is what I would like to do. I would like to go dog and just like, just run and shove into the circle.
Yeah. You
Such a
do.
good girl.
You land on her in a heap and give her a good claw and a bite to boot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Who's next? Blythe.
Doc has left us.
Dr.
Blythe.
Kennedy.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
he's cowering.
Incommunicado. Oh, there he is.
That was,
Oh my
That was
God,
spooky
like-
as fuck.
pop into frame.
Oh, we need to clip that.
That's
I
that's
love
all my poopers are dead, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
making me sad.
sorry.
Well, I'm not gonna bother summoning anymore, so I'll just let you guys take care of this.
He's just sitting back, like sipping tea, watching what's going on, taking notes.
Somehow I found a random bag of popcorn, so I'm just
He's just sitting on stage,
Gosh dang it.
staring at him like, "What the fuck?"
Is Sasha out cold?
Or is our baby boy just in a heap? with
No,
our
they
other-
they landed gracefully.
Yeah, we fine.
Okay.
Harvey had him in his arms.
Oh, good.
with her Superman strength and quickness.
I just wanted her to get to the circle because that's what Malkuth wanted, so I don't really need to do much else at the moment.
Where's your?
I'm behind.
You underneath
I'm
Joel?
one with Sasha.
Oh, you're one with Sasha. Okay, super.
Yeah, I am.
Yikes.
We can move a little bit.
So it's.
There we go.
Yeah, we can. We'll pretend you're in each other's arms at the back of the stage, and I guess then that brings us back to Blythe and Joel. What are you guys gonna do? The creature is in the center, and Joel, once you've stepped back off of her, she starts to get up, and she looks like she's a terrible mess, but she kind of looked like a mess even before it started. And you do see the cube still in the hand, and she raises her head and she starts to look at well, first she looks at Blythe. There's almost maybe even envy in the face, and some blood runs down from the corner of its eye, and then it springs at Joel in dog form, and I need you to endure injury -2, please.
Dodge nothing. Oh, that's not the right keyboard. That was dumb.
If you have a move or something that you have available to you to do a dodge or something like that.
I mean, I could use ethereal.
I thought I just had to get her in the circle.
I could use ethereal if you'd let
Oh,
me.
she's hurting my friend.
Ethereal. That's an automatic too, isn't it? Oh, you gotta roll plus soul. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
And then there's edges.
Yep.
Weapons pass through you. Goes to unrestrainable.
Or move through a physical object, just as a person, wall, or door.
Okay, so she comes at you pretty quick. I want you to because, well, let's see, because you could avoid harm too first. Now go ahead and make your roll for ethereal. I'll make it as a reaction, sort of. You see it coming, so you get a chance to squeeze and see if you can blink yourself. So you get to choose.
14.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You get to choose 2.
I want the weapons to pass through me to completely avoid physical harm. And then I guess ghostly movement. So like avoiding the harm, and then she just flies right through me.
Right.
You have ghost powers too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Winning.
Magical thing.
The giant German shepherd that was there, that had sort of backed away from the bloody mess, just sort of turns into this mist form and just sort of clouds away as the Malachim crashes through her to land just on the other side.
So I see her come outside the circle. Hey. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
What do we do? I thought when she got in the circle, she'd stay there. That's what Malkuth told me. Get her in the circle. I don't know anything about fucking circles.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's an Ernie thing, but we got to move fast.
Okay. Harvey will follow your lead.
Yeah, Sasha, use quick. Get that super speed going.
I'll also use quick. Then.
So everybody charges her after she
10
bursts through the cloud. She sort of, is up and obviously a bit confused, but you can see the anger.
Yeah, and as we get up to her, I mean, you know what I mean? We're there in the blink of an eye. I try to wrap her up on one side, have Harvey wrap her up on the other side, and drag her back into the circle. I mean, if I can get some blows in, I'm going to get some blows in, but I don't know that you'll let me do that. Technically, I rolled a 10, so I get 2 edges, so I could use a flurry of blows.
I'll allow that.
I have a thing, but if Jaylee wants to do something, it's to add on to your guys' thing.
What do you want to
I'm
add?
just gonna follow Sasha's lead, so go for it.
Yeah, what did you want to add on?
I wanted to. Well, I'm pissed because she didn't stay in the circle after I told her to. So I want to fly up, and once they get her in the circle, I want to land on like her shoulder/arm area, and I want to twist her head off,
Oh,
or at least break her neck.
Eat her.
So yeah, as we
Yes.
moved up, we got there split second. I grab her by one arm, and I just start just raking away at her, trying to, and she'll take 3 harm, but I rolled up 14, so you get to choose, because I inflict my damage, but at a cost. So I'm either subjected to a counterattack, I do less damage than intended, I lose something important, I expend all my ammo, which I don't know if you're gonna get my hands.
Your
break your
hands
Your
just
finger
fall
falls
off.
off.
You broke a fingernail.
Oh, you forgot you were wearing your mittens.
Oh, your mittens.
No,
shit.
she just
Felt like a light scratch.
in your attacks as you're coming after her, and Harvey, you're going to get a chance to help in this as you guys are going to attack her and work her back into the circle. Blythe is coming in for her attack. This is all kind of happening simultaneously. You can do the, what was it, 3 you said?
Yeah, 3 is what my
And
claws do.
then make a endure injury -2 for the counterattack by the clawed hand as she just sort of reactively comes back at you.
I don't have any more quick edges, or I would prevent it.
Okay, so with a 13, then that means I think I get to choose, if I remember correctly.
Yes. I'm still standing, but the GM picks a condition.
Still standing.
Throws me off balance, I lose something, and receive a serious wound.
And like a little kid. God, you really want to throw Harvey for a loop.
So
Let him
yeah,
help
you're just going to take a serious wound. It's just a reactionary. You take a swipe across your beautiful mug with
So
the clawed
meanwhile,
hand.
Dr. K is taking a look at the circle, just trying to figure
Yes.
out what it does.
He's
Oh.
just got his hands behind his back, just walking around.
It's
while we're doing
It's a real
Welcome to-
interesting
welcome to the
circle, you
show, Dr.
guys.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
Talking to his tape recorder.
Classic.
Sigil
Ignoring
markings,
all the
that
screaming and
show
It's
up on
fine.
the
growling
90
and barking in
degrees
the background.
happen to coincide with.
That's exactly what he's eating. Yes, at 100%.
I hate that.
You're
So,
the
yeah,
fucking worst.
He's taking a leisurely stroll around the outside, just trying to get the lay of the ritual, figure
Right.
out what it's supposed to do.
You can tell that it is going to break whatever bond this particular angel has with this cube. Quite technically, the cube isn't even really supposed to be here, but somebody used a thing and got it here at the beginning. So as it has now shown up, this particular angel who was supposed to play the part of Tyne Daly in the part of the play, is somehow bonded to it in a sense. And if it is slain inside this particular circle, whatever artifact it is bonded to should then be released and available to whoever picks it up.
Sweet, good deal.
So, Sasha, in your attack, you were, if I remember correctly, you were trying to use that attack to force her into the circle with Harvey. Is that correct?
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead and make me the engaging combat roll, and Harvey, I'm going to make you do the help or hindering roll. So you're going to basically roll the same thing plus violence.
So another engaging combat roll, not the one that I already rolled.
Was your power? That
was just to use. That was with the quick. Like that was my second.
Okay,
second hold.
Yeah,
with
then
the quick.
I'll let you have yours, but I want to get Harvey to do the help or hinder roll, which is go ahead and roll plus.
Do I add my bond in that, or just roll normal?
Huh.
Since I'm helping him.
Since it's Sasha and since it's your epilogue game, go for it.
Yay! +2.
Yeah. 13.
The power of love drives me.
Better than a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still would have been an 11 anyway, but whatever.
It just would have affected his roll by 1, not too much of a difference. I just wanted to see if something crazy might happen. Joel, I'm going to move you out of the way. You can put yourself wherever if you want to reset yourselves. And the two of you get her just inside. The edge of the circle. And she seems pretty damaged. She already looked pretty damaged, but she's extremely pissed off and a bloody mess.
And Blythe coming to.
Yeah, do I rip her head off or
is she doing the? Are you doing the luchador move where you put your the Black Widow where you put your knees around her head and just spin?
Oh,
finish her.
Did you?
That's cool.
Did you make a roll yet for that?
I didn't.
Go ahead and give me the roll plus violence.
Spooky.
And it's your divine, so I'm assuming you're going for the +2 harm.
Yeah. My violence is really bad, y'all. It's -2.
Oh, you make me nervous.
That makes me nervous.
I think only Joel is good.
You got a 4.
It's a 4.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
That is so much not better than a 9.
Oh God.
So it doesn't go quite as expected, Blythe. You come in and you make a move for the head, but it was the same time Sasha and Harvey were shoving her in. So there's sort of a miscue. And both of you go tumbling in.
Oh no.
A heap.
I have 2 angels in the circle.
Into the circle.
Shit. Can I at least have her by the arms?
Yes.
She fell back on top of me and I have her by the arms pinned.
Yep, you've got her.
Okay.
You have her grappled and prone on the floor.
Fantastic. Someone come eat this bitch.
Can I use I want to help. I really want to help.
I'm waiting. I'm here for you.
You're holding her down, right?
Yeah, she's on top of me and I have her with her arms behind her back, basically.
Okay. So I'm gonna use rage. So I'm gonna mark 1 rage and then I get 1 thing with it. So I'm gonna take where is it? There it is. Brutal assault. So I'm gonna add 1 harm to my attack.
Are you in dog form or?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm in pupper's form.
So that'll give you 3 harm.
And I'm gonna go for her throat. Because Blythe is behind, right?
Yeah. So with 3 harm. Go ahead and give me a roll plus violence. Oh, there you already did. Engage in combat.
18, baby.
Brilliant. So, yeah, describe how you finish off this angel.
So Joel, in her German Shepherd form, sees that Blythe is holding down the Archon, and with like, you know how a dog like drops their front and their butt goes up in the air, and they start growling real bad, and snarling, and there's just like a horrible look on Joel's face, and like the brown of her eyes has pretty much turned black, and she just pounces forward, and her mouth opens up, and she clamps onto this throat and rips it off, and blood starts spraying out as there's this giant, like half of her neck is missing, and you can see the muscles and all of the gross blood as it just like spews out everywhere. And then Joel like spits out the chunk beside the body.
Biscuit.
Good girl. Good girl.
Yes.
Who's a good girl?
Who's getting treats later?
As
Scooby
the
snack.
whatever life energy this creature had in it flashes out with Joel's action, there is this sort of quick pulse of blue around that circle. Blythe's glow flashes with it. Joel, your dog form goes away when that happens. Just sort of like shocks you because you weren't expecting it to end so abruptly.
Mm-hmm.
The Malachim sort of just starts to deteriorate and rot at a very rapid rate in front of you, and the cube is just there in this now turning skeletal hand.
Snatching it. Before anyone can say anything, I'm snatching that cube.
Harvey, you snatch the cube up, and when you do, you sense the familiar presence of Malkuth. Depends on what part of the country you're from, how you pronounce it. In your mind, you don't hear the voice, but you sense it. You sense this satisfaction, and you sense yourself getting much closer to your real, true divinity, and the world around you sort of seems to blur for a minute as you sort of focus in and look at this box that has been such an issue with you from the very beginning of even learning of his existence and the things that it drew you through to get to it.
I want to open it.
I want to play with it.
I'm tired of this box. What is in it?
Fuck this box.
It has been
Eats it.
into my
Smashes it.
every thought.
When you open it, there's nothing in there.
It was a red herring.
He kind of like turns it over and dumps.
You feel different having acquired it. And you know that there's some sort of satisfaction to it. And as you, in your bit of frustration, start to shake it out, you realize that you are back in your living room with Sasha and Dr. Winston and Joel and Blythe. All as if you had all been standing there having this experience. And you know that you know what you can tackle. There is a bit of Harvey that throughout all of these episodes has been a bit unsure of himself, and what is in that box is what will keep you strong as you have to deal with the fact that you still exist in this world somewhere between Manhattan and Metropolis. So, I'll ask you the same thing that I've asked the other players as we come to the conclusion of Harvey's story. There's still a bit of adventuring that he has yet to do with his friends, because we still haven't dealt with Sasha or Blythe yet. But barring any traumatic events that could happen with those, and a bigger understanding of a direct link as a chosen to Malkuth, when once you were cursed, now you realize that you are the right hand to a god. How do you plan on, how would you like to live out the rest of your life?
Okay, so sorry, I'm not exactly clear on it. What did I get out of the box? I just
I'm being a bit metaphorical.
Oh, okay. It was in me all along.
Yeah.
Huh.
It goes back to
Okay.
that story that we all told amongst ourselves, where Harvey really
Yeah.
never was like 6 foot tall and gorgeous. Really, it's just this breakthrough of self-image, and how you really were just the nerd the whole time. And yeah,
But you had it in you
Wow.
but
all
you had
along.
it in you.
How inspiring. Oh man.
That's
Well,
a Hallmark movie.
what kind of sets Harvey apart from everyone in the group is his longingness for the veil. He wanted all his life to be long to like this society and to these people, and he never fully is able to let that go. So I think like in the years to come, he becomes some sort of ambassador between the people in the Vale and the people in Metropolis. Like he can't quite let go of the illusion. He can't quite let go of that reality, even though he becomes, enlightened and he knows what reality is reality. He'll still mingle with it. I can see him opening his own kind of theater on the other side of the veil. If any evil creatures need to let out some creative energy. He doesn't quite let go of that. He becomes less of a star after this incident. I don't think he quite wants to be on Broadway anymore. So it's a lot more like indie type of stuff.
Right.
He uses his money to open his own theater instead. He'll sell his apartment eventually. And if he lives long enough, on June 15th, 2011, when New York State legalizes gay marriage, he will take Sasha directly to a courthouse, quietly, no one else, and seal the deal just between them. He won't make a big deal out of it. He won't invite anyone. It'll just be completely private. So after that day, he'll always wear a ring. But other than that, not a lot changes with him. He still has a love for theater and the arts, and he still wants to create. But he helps his friends as much as he can, and he tries to stay out of the sticky situations, but at this point, you're gonna get in him.
That and all of that is beautiful. That is a true awakening, for sure. That's outstanding. I love that. Well, thank you, players, for playing tonight. Deus Ex Machina with Harvey Winston. Did you enjoy that? That was kind of interesting and fun. Well, here, don't answer everybody at once. We'll go around the table and we'll do it proper like. And let's see. We started with Sasha last time, so we were while he's hot with while she's hot with Harvey's heart. We'll start with Harvey Winston.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Oh man, the more we do these episodes and these epilogues, the more sad I get about not being these characters anymore. Of course, I'm excited for Long Strange Trip, but we've gone so far with these and learned an entire game system that's very near and dear to my heart now. Yeah, I love that episode. I love these characters. I love the relationship we've built with these characters, and it was awesome.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and the Discord. Join our Discord, please. You can talk with us. You can get involved with games. Izzy will love you forever. I can tell he probably loves me right now just for plugging it so much. Join the Discord at TTRP Theater and find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jahoy_Matey. I'd love to talk if you want to talk. I'm a big nerd about that stuff. So
yes, definitely. And there is a battle for the biggest Discord shill right now.
yeah.
So we love it. It's great. All right, well, let's drop down to Joel. I didn't get you and Blythe in until about halfway through the game. Sorry about that, but you came in and tore some shit up and actually killed off the final boss. So what do you think?
There's always something like super scary about like taking the next hit after there's been so many of just like, where is the end? Like, how far are we gonna go before one of us dies or this just keeps going on? So then when it finally is like, okay, this is the killing blow, what happens? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, you guys were doing it. I was actually keeping track of harm the proper way this time, I think. So
either ways, it was fun. I enjoyed it as per usual. My name is Erica Moore. You can find me on most social medias at EricaInMoore97. Also, I'm the community manager here at TTRP Theater. So if you haven't followed us on Twitter and Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, do it now. Because Curtis sometimes makes the fun posts, and then I sometimes make the fun posts. And they're no fun if you don't see them. So go click those follow buttons.
My
Thank you for
posts.
coming to my TED Talk. That's it.
My posts are terrible. Erica is the glue that holds us together. She's the glue that holds me together. That's for dang sure. As soon as we start having paying jobs around here, she'll start getting a paycheck before I will. So if we get to that point, which remind me, and I'll talk about YouTube here in a little bit. But the glue that holds these other four players together has got to be the one, the only Dr. Ernie P. Kennedy.
If by glue that holds them together, you mean medical doctor that patches them up after they almost die?
And other than that, doesn't pay really much attention to them at all? Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
My name is Chris Stonecipher. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Stonecipher. You can find my little orange boy, Mew Jackman, at The Greatest Meowman on Instagram. Like Jaylee and Erica were saying, follow us and TTRP Theater on all of the socials. And make sure that you join us. I'm not sure which game it is we're playing next week, but whether it's Sasha's or but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. Like, you're pointing directions as though I know what you're pointing at.
You can't see it unless you're like watching, right?
Yeah.
You don't know.
You know, it's that one.
Yeah, that one. That one with the person. That one with the person. By the way, I posted that poll on Twitter, and I was gonna announce the winner of that last week, but we didn't actually have a game last week, so I'll go ahead and tell you now. Margaret Catwood was the winner.
What was it? I'm sorry.
It was Margaret Catwood.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So Mama Kitty's new name is Margaret Catwood.
A round of applause for Margaret Catwood. Congratulations.
Do we know if she is indeed pregnant yet?
I almost guarantee it, but we don't know for sure yet. I just got paid today, so I will finally be able to take her to the vet.
Wow. Please touch her belly and see if there's baby jelly beans in there.
The other thing that I think is worth talking about is that Jaylee and I were just cast as the two leads in a local community show.
Yes.
We're gonna be in love.
They really do get acting gigs, folks. It's
Every
a
now
real
and then.
thing. Yes.
But
I love
yes, follow us on the socials. We love you.
it. Yes, do that for sure. And then that moves us over to our Angel. Again, sorry I didn't get you pulled out until the second half of the game, but we needed you for the big finish. And you put on a show for sure. Tell us
I
about it.
tried. Well, you brought my man David into it, so you know I had to put on a show for him. No, it was really it was exciting to, help out with that however I could. Sometimes I don't feel as cool as like everyone else, but
You did great.
I have wings, so
Yeah, you had
You have
some.
wings and you eat people.
You had some
like-
very
Yeah.
cinematic moves. I had some good images in my head, anyway.
Mhm. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Crease of the Barista. You can also find my cat, Big Black Cat, on Instagram as well. People are following my Twitter. Chris, you gotta stop that. You really gotta stop it, man.
No, I refuse.
Oh,
I don't know.
I spent 30 minutes scrolling back through it last night. It was hilarious.
Oh my god.
Go and delete everything. It's
There's a
super
great
fast.
picture of you and Jaylee and someone
Oh
else.
yeah, Slut Mountain.
It
Oh,
says
yeah,
Slut Mountain on it. It
Yep.
was, I was
God.
rolling.
That's a really old picture. I was in my very cringy teenage years and
wow.
should not have been in
God.
college.
Oof,
love it.
Yeah, don't go
I-
down that rabbit hole. You will regret it.
I love it. I don't think we'll be the ones regretting it. That's
It
fabulous.
just
Blood
takes so
Mountain is a
long to delete
story.
all of those tweets.
No, it's like I don't
For
want to work.
other
I don't want to work.
stream.
I don't want to work
I'd
that
rather
hard.
delete the whole thing and
That's-
then make a whole new thing.
Right, you said you were going to make one for Blythe, so make a Twitter for Blythe.
I don't think that, okay.
Well, now that we're at the end of the game, now you may,
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably not the best idea.
We'll help you out.
Ugh.
All right. Did you plug your kitty cat?
Yes.
Okay.
He's on
Very good.
Instagram.
All right,
Go
we'll quit picking on you, Blythe. Sorry. They're beautiful pictures. We love you. And everybody was a teenager once. Thank God they didn't have cell phones with cameras when I was a teenager.
It's
For
a lot
sure.
of like
Murder me.
really angsty quotes from like songs and shit. I don't know. It's bad. Don't go there.
All
Yeah,
right.
if anyone discovers my Tumblr, just forget it.
I
Don't
love
say it
your
out
Tumblr.
loud. We're on the internet. Now it's
You
out
don't know
there.
what my Tumblr is. It's
No,
completely
but-
different.
No, but people smarter than me will start looking for it because they love you, Harvey Winston.
If we get
Um,
fans like that, I will be so impressed. Please
One-
join our Discord.
One of these days. Yeah, join our Discord.
I'll post her Tumblr handle on Discord if you
No!
join.
All right, Sasha, take it away.
Yeah, what a way to end. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Duke. I'm the creative director here at TTRP Theater. I play Sasha in this game. I am the GM of the Renaissance City game, which is a Prowlers and Paragons actual play that premieres every other Tuesday. We'll get the new episode this coming week, which I'm excited to put out there. The boys all run around the city of Detroit. Yeah, that's about it. They
Yeah, shop for hats.
yeah, they do have a penchant for hats.
I'm telling
But we find out some new things this week. They get into a little bit of trouble. It'll be a good time. So check that out. Check out the rest of the schedule. We got all kinds of stuff. We have all of our holiday lull is over. Everything is back and firing up. New episodes weekly. So check it out here on Twitch or on the YouTube. Again, as everybody says, we have a good time on Discord. Come check us out. I'm at Invisible Duke on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me there. I'm grateful. I really hope that Sasha's story next week doesn't have him torn away from Harvey and they do get to end up on June 15th in 2011. That would be amazing. But I'm guessing that Curtis has some sort of horrible, awful, terrible strife coming for the pretty boy. So I'm excited for next week. Join us then.
It's looking to be
man.
it's looking to be like a noir murder mystery sort of creepy sort of thing happening. It should be interesting. And I know I've said it to some of the people who are in the know, but I will say this out loud to everybody out there who's watching. That with I don't want to put down any of our other streams. We have fantastic role players all across the board. And I'm not saying that these guys are great role players by any stretch of the imagination, but I do want to say that Renaissance Cities, talk about bang for your buck, is the most entertaining hour, and they're only an hour long. So if you can imagine all of the fun and stuff that you could cram from a big long session into an hour long, it is worth it for sure. The most entertaining hour, I think, that we put on.
Thanks. It's a lot of fun.
It's a blast. It cracks me up every time. I love it. Thank you, players, and thanks again to Helmgast for this fantastic game. If you are interested in playing KULT Divinity Lost at home, check out KULTDivinityLost.com. Everything you need is right there. Thanks also to Roll20 for being our virtual tabletop. We stumbled the best we could through you tonight. I will tell everybody out there, they have character sheets for both the 3rd edition of the original KULT game as well as sheets for the 4th edition Divinity Lost, so you too can play with your friends over the interwebs via Roll20 and still get to play KULT. Also, a huge thank you to Coag, co.ag on YouTube for their huge selection of background music, and of course Tabletop Audio for providing the tunes that I play too loud sometimes and stumble through or forget, and all that good stuff. Go to our YouTube page and subscribe. It's free, and it helps more KULT fans and roleplay fans like you find KULT fans and roleplay fans like us. It really does. It is one of the things that continues to help grow us and bring people to watch our Twitch. But not everybody can show up live on a Friday night. Some people like to go out, so they catch it up later on YouTube. Have your friends and family, because our success is dependent upon it. We are actually trying to get to that monetization stage, and that requires a whole bunch of subscriptions. We are planning on doing some subscription drives in the near future. So tell your friends and family. Then you don't have to get alerts or anything like that, but just go click that subscribe button. And of course, all of your nerdy friends, they need to know about it as well. And all of our other stuff, even if it's not KULT that you like, we put all of our D&D shows on there as well as all of the episodes of Renaissance City. So if I have just sold you with that most entertaining bit, go back to our YouTube page, subscribe, and watch them. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, just like they said, and please join our Discord server, like everybody has said. Links to all of those are down below. If you want to help us keep doing this, the best way is through word of mouth and always be watching. If you want to help get in on the build, visit our Patreon page. You can help keep these stories and new, even more exciting Tales of the Dice coming for as little as $1 a month. And I've been taking some notes lately, and I'm planning on sort of revamping our Patreon page. And we've got some stuff that we've been talking about doing, including the Dr. Kennedy story and some other things I'm working on for the Patreon page as well. So expect, I'm thinking about springtime, we're going to be doing a big Patreon drive. We have some really good initial investors who have joined on board and helped keep our nose above water, but we could always use a little bit more to help improve what we do. Our goal has always been story first at TTRP, stories that are appealing, and almost even more importantly, interesting characters that change and develop with the story that unfolds. All of our game masters and players, all of them, Beth and Lake and Izzy and Dan the Bard, all of them who have ever done anything here with us, have all done a fantastic job executing that mission during our startup season. We've made some mistakes along the way, but we've learned much more with the support of our community and our patrons and publishers who aren't afraid to work with the startups, like specifically Helmgast and Magpie Games, who've been very forthcoming in their conversations with us. Thanks and much love to all of you. To wrap up, I'd like to give a final shout out to each of you, the ones who watch, the ones who help pay the bills, the ones who help create, and the ones who help perform, and all of you who support independent creative work. This is a new form of storytelling and performance, and your support, whether it's eyeballs and tweets or money that we desperately need, thank you. Thank you for watching, and from all of us here at the theater to all of you out there, we say good night, sweet dreams, and we love you. Good night.
Good night,
night,
James.
James.
Love you.
Oh, yay! If your fetish is to wear a diaper, that's okay.
Hey.
Everyone has their own
I
thing.
understand.
I haven't hit the
Okay.
button yet.
Oh.